were you fans of ketamine infused drug addicts? You're probably disappointed about those things Neuralink and DARPA were doing the other special projects. See, there's a bit of a political shenangle going on, obviously, in the States at the moment. The bromance between Trump and Musk is clearly over, so as you would already know, and there are consequences for that. COVID 24, 20, COVID 25, anyone? Do you like to keep it real, America? Let's keep it real. That's what are you saying? That looked pretty real, didn't it? It wasn't COVID though. Anyway, don't worry about it. So, one of the political consequences of having a fallout with the so-called president of the United States of America is that Mr. Musk, well, with all the backstabbing that's going on, he might just, in a very corrupt situation like that, ironically, there might be an anti-corruption behaviour of removing all of his company's government subsidies. So, the most spiteful petty men, so you can't rule out that possibility. And in doing so, that's likely to curry favour with the US military. Okay? It's likely to curry favour with the US military, which at the moment has been in the throes of a 6-month debate about whether or not to engage in posse comitatus, most likely at his military parade on June 14th. And it might involve a shooting. After all, if the foreign country in question is willing to show paperwork, and the media say, hey, Trump's been Agent Crass on off since 1987, then the court system over there would be obliged, actually, and the military would be obliged to go, hang on, why do they have a sitting president who's being alleged of being a Russian spy? So, the US military's kind of got a responsibility at the moment to bring down Trump, actually, and having, taken to court and stuff like that over it to see what happened. And shots may be fired as a consequence. So, the US military is possibly going to stage a coup in the USA as a consequence of that. And, of course, private contracting funding such as, to SpaceX or Neuralink or Palantir or OpenAI will probably be shut down and all become government controlled. And of course the military commission into foreign abuse to be shut down unless members of its own rank step up and say that they're opposed to that happening. So the USA is not going to get rid of fascism anytime soon. It's just the flavour that's going to come in. And as a consequence of that, private corporations, guys like Mr. Musk, are probably going to be running overseas looking for refuge, and they'll find it because they've probably bought properties over there a long time ago anyway. In case of Australia, people suspect he'd go hang out with Gina Reinhardt. But here's the problem. After Palmer's massive upset at the 2025 Australian election, where kind of unexpectedly, but not necessarily that much, the Australian population decided to all vote Labor at the same time. Well, not all of them, but enough. And maybe it was just like, well, Albo seems like a wet blanket, but he's not Mr. Potato Head, and he sure should ain't Clive Palmer. So they just went, yeah, Albo would do. Just keep the same one. At least he's not those guys. And so Reinhardt being part of their club, and even having had Musk go to her dinner parties, and possibly weird billionaire sex orgies, because they're all really ugly people. Have you noticed how they're all really ugly people? And so they probably have billionaire orgies because it's the only way they can get laid. Anyway, so Musk probably would try to run a Gina Reinhardt only to find that there's no takers because she's probably under investigation along with Palmer for. Huh? Why are you trying to stage fascist coups in Australia for? Why is Gina Reinhardt associated with South African cartel that happened in the USA? Why was Palmer wanting to be like Trump for? What are those guys trying to do there? And so ASIO and stuff like that are already onto them. To Gina Reinhardt and stuff like that. And so Musk would not be hanging around Gina Reinhardt anytime soon, or Clive Palmer, or Twiggy Forrest, or the mining industry. That is one reason. The other reason is, well, he has no industrial reason to hang around those people. The mining industry and rockets aren't really the same business, or cars. But there are the other ways that my other reasons. Don't really think that there are many, except they're a social class, and so they were trying to inbreed. But anyway, yeah, so they sort of inbred billionaire type characters with sort of like the Tasmanians type characters with their 12 fingers and toes, all being chopped off by, the anti-body protesters. It's like, and that was Elon Musk's way of saying that the general public is responsible for cleaning up after his mess. As per usual, the workers have to, what's the word? Clean up after capital over and over again. Oh, look, he's tucked his tent, he's made a mess around the country. Hey, protesters, come and clean up after him. No, you were really naughty there, Elon. You're not allowed to do that, says the protesters. But Trump, you're not allowed to. Okay, we're gonna ground you. We're gonna ground you in federal prison. Okay, so with that type of thing, though, it's sort of not surprising the phrase nanny state comes up because each sector of the population is given some kind of role to sort of discipline other sectors of the population, and typically the working class protesters' job is to discipline the billionaires. No, you can't have everyone else's toys. Stop stealing all their toys. They're not your toys. No, you're not allowed to have more toys, okay? We don't distribute toys based on people's skin colour and gender. No, they're not all your toys, Gina. They're not all your toys, Clive. They're not all your toys, Elon. They're not all your toys, anyone. They're not everyone's toys. Oh, you commie Nazi fucking bitch, fucking stop nagging us. We're not gonna listen to you. We'll have all the toys we want. No, we just told you, okay? No, you have to fairly distribute those toys. They're not all your toys. Workmen's Tribunal has said that you have to start paying wages, Elon. Pay the wages properly and don't go doing weird dungeon tactics on people to try and get them to comply. No, I can pull his sister Sarah as much as he fucking likes. Okay, there is toys, not hers. He owns a whole toy factory. No, you don't. You're not Tom Hanks big. Tom Hanks didn't own a toy factory. He just worked there. He wasn't working. He was playing. And shut up. It's a movie. Learn real life. Yeah. Okay. It was so when men see women as fun to play with, okay, they're seeing them as toys, not people. And so when it comes to and it's difficult to figure out that's actually how they're gonna wind up seeing them. Anyway, gross, right? So the Musk type characters, he has women in apartments, right, across the USA, right, from this particular social class, presumably, socialite type characters, basically, that we had one night stands with, and there was a consequence, right? And or so they alleged. I'm sorry, but already did the thought experiment. Would $100 billion be enough to root Elon Musk? And the answer is no. So no, 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 no. A toothless plebeian with bad hair, okay, that's broke as shit, would reject $100 billion to root that fascist arsehole, okay? Now, if you're American, you don't understand the word root, okay? Okay, it roughly means this, okay? Not trying to be rude here when the phone one's up, okay? 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 Gonna have to make a hand gesture so you know what it means, okay? So, because there might be a multilingual audience, okay? Root in Australia doesn't mean supporting your favourite sporting team, okay? Root in Australia has a different meaning. The Aussies already know what it means, and they're laughing their head off because they know the Yanks don't. This is what rooting means in Australia, okay? Okay, if Elon Musk came to Australia and offered this body $100 billion, okay, for one night of that, because he suddenly decided that Curtis Yarvin was wrong and plebs are actually quite smart, okay, he would get rejected. Okay, now, if he still was the Tesla Motors CEO from about 10 years ago or 15 years ago, and not the doji dickhead and whatever else, okay, he wasn't expressing any fascist attitudes and even claiming to be an environmentalist social democrat. Believe it or not, he projected that at one point while being part of that Curtis Yarvin shit. Anyway, so there's no Curtis Yarvin shit, right? Okay, you know, where plebs are expandable and can be turned into biodiesel. Poor people are selling green for rich people. Silent green is people. Poor people. Anyway, okay, there was none of that, right? And he really was a social democrat, environmentalist character who just happened to be a billionaire, okay, and didn't do any of that fucking crap, okay, right, okay, this is how the thought experiment went, okay, what would it take to shag his ass? What would the price this body want to be paid to be willing to shag his sorry ass? And then $100 billion got offered. Bam. All right then. Okay. Elon, the response to that in the thought experiment was, Elon, okay, whatever amount from that needs to be taken to replace the food stamp program in the USA, so that the Americans can overthrow fascist assholes like you. Okay, you give that back to them. The rest we'll talk about, but not taking it. You're still not getting a root. And then the thought experiment continued. Oh, okay. Amazingly, the thought experiment came up with a reply, want to root you even more. Okay. Then again, there was a game theory program put into it, and he went to game theory. That's probably how that guy socializes. I mean, if he's genuinely autistic, he probably taught himself to socialize using game theory. Okay, yeah, okay, so that's interesting. That particular player might respond like that in a game theory scenario. Hang on, but why? Well, he has psychological complexes associated with having low self-esteem as a consequence of Errol and May being total dickheads to him growing up and being bullied and stuff. That's the stories they're telling on the TV. Right, okay then. So he'd find being rejected for $100 billion for a route more attractive? Yeah. Principle of scarcity. They never do that. They never do that. Okay, right, okay. They never do that. So, a highly intelligent plebeian woman, okay, who's geekier than him, okay, rejects $100 billion for a route. Doesn't even want to be paid for it. Wouldn't touch him for $100 billion. So, and moreover, demands that he gives his money to poor people so they can kick fascists up. But, and his response would be, he wants her even more. Because of the principle of scarcity. Really? Okay. So, that guy, right, okay, just so Americans understand, okay, is a serial womanizer is probably the right word for it. Okay, he's got women as action figurines in apartments across the USA. Okay, you know he sort of likes to pretend he's Sheldon Cooper, and he has these from Big Bang Theory, and he's got these women as action figurines. He's like his Barbie dolls. His Barbie doll collection is in these apartments across the USA that he's paid for with his excessive wealth, and he just either has a one night stand with him or she pretends she's had a one night stand with him because he's too off his face to even know whether or not he has. He'd like to think he has. He actually doesn't know. Like, that's why he sometimes challenges the women who say, yeah, I don't know if he's the father or not. Because he actually doesn't know. He has the drug-fueled part, but not necessarily the orgy part. Okay? Okay, so he'd like to pretend he did. If she's a particularly good-looking woman, like, ooh, tap that. Okay, then, fine. It's only $100 million. Yeah, $100 million, alright. Okay, that'll get her an apartment and private education for her bum, okay, and give her a stipend for the next 25 years, and yeah, rightio then, and a bit of compensation, okay, we'll call it compensation, harsh money or whatever. You go give her 100 mil, right? For a guy like that, he can do that. So you're like, oh, well, you know. Yeah, can you come back and have seconds when we're not so busy? The Barbie goes, well, no, but bits get a lot of hard work ahead after that. Well, no, you don't. You're gonna have nannies and nurses and mistresses, tutors paid for and all, butlers and. No, it's too much hard work. Be up at 2 o'clock in the morning, wiping snot. That's what Missing Claire be doing. Like this. Right? No, dear. Right? Okay. Right? And so, okay, he's apparently met like a dozen women like that, right? And he's paid them all, right? So in a thought experiment where Elon Musk was to say, no, you're the smartest, geekiest woman he's ever met. Curtis Yarvin was wrong. Right? Can he rate you? Because he was still secularised. I'd say women are for rude because he's obviously a misogynist. And so it's supposed to be like, no, you're not getting $100 billion is enough. No, not even half your wealth, because he reduced it to 200 bill. With the recent Tesla fucking crash, right? All right, no, it's not. No, higher? No. Not all the money in the world, mate. Well, what would it take to be liked by her? Be liked by her, by the spice geekiest woman in the world, right? Oh, scarcity, huh? Okay, so totally destroyed the dark enlightenment fucking logic. Totally destroyed the idea that all women want to be fucking paid off. Oh, total principle of scarcity. Value's just gone up massively. Well, the value's gone up massively? Really? The value. You mean to say the value of the plebeian woman who ordinarily for someone like that would probably be someone they'd pick up when they're angry, you know, and go meet her in a forest somewhere and bury her at the back of one of their estates, what? Suddenly has higher value on the dating market than an aristocratic lord because of that? Okay, that's some of the mathematics that you can use in game theory, right? And game theory works in a bloke like that. It's like, the best way to get a guy like that to want you is to reject him. Right? And get this right. Okay? Right? Okay? A guy like that doesn't make any sense. Okay? Because he still thinks that women are action figurines and he can keep them in fucking locked up apartments as oversized cupboards and take them out to play with them whenever he likes. Okay? His attitude stinks. Okay? It's not just a game with his players. His attitude actually stinks. He's not liked. Like, he's genuinely not liked. It's not a game. It's genuine. It's a genuine dislike for that man. It's not code. It's not game. It's not made up. He's genuinely not liked. And neither is anyone like that. Like, misogynistic men like that. Possessive, controlling, jealous creeps like that. Many, like I say, here's another thought experiment that happened if you really want to know, okay? Using the Tesseract Cube system was in this thought experiment, using the Tesseract Cube system was connected up to Elon Musk's subconscious and had been periodically doing so over the last 5 years, but anyway. And at the time, Elon Musk was subconscious and the Tesseract Cube system was asking, oh yeah, she's the one that will reject $100 billion. Oh yeah, what about her previous sexual partners? What did she get up to, right? And so, no offense to anyone, okay, named Scott out there who remembers this face, okay, but you're not getting insulted when this happens. He got told about a guy named Scott. We won't say where his location was. A one-night stand his body had with a guy named Scott. No offense, Scott, for doing this, but this is kind of a funny coincidence, okay? And this guy, hey, Scott was hung. He's so big, he was from here to here, okay, and almost swine. Okay, he was a larger person and he had to lift his gun up, right? Okay, and he nearly had a heart attack just to get that thing going, okay? And it was so big, okay, that the body could hardly walk for a month afterwards and there was no repeats. Okay, right? Okay, right? Okay. The next couple of days on the news, okay, in real world, okay, not thought experiment, it was the strangest thing, okay, the coincidences are funny like that. He goes, there's on the news, Musk is on the news, right, and he goes, the news goes, look at Elon Musk, he's just been kicked out of the White House by Trump, and he's got a black eye. They don't know him with Stephen Miller who's done it, or Scotty Bassard. And they're not sure if Elon's run off with Stephen Miller's wife. Oh, what? Oh, Elon's pushed someone. Well, Elon's pushed Scotty Bassard and said, no, you don't have a big dick than him. He's the one with the rockets. Oh, you want to make a bet? Elon's subconscious, the White House go, oh, no, Scotty Bassard doesn't have a bigger dick than him. Elon Musk has the biggest dick because he's the one with all the rockets. Oh, no, he's the one who got punched. No, Scotty Bassard, you don't even have rockets. I got to make a bet. Imagine doing a thought experiment when you're in possession of the entire international Tesseract cube system and the Ezekiel wheel, and you fucking go get to Elon Musk and you say, "Oh, your rockets don't work." "Oh, that's not working." Oh, no. Scotty had a bigger dick than you. "Oh, now he's in a fight with Scotty gets on a kicked out of TC." Alright, Elon, if any of that's comes through, if there's any esoterics that believe that fucking bullshit out there, if you actually believe that fucking BS, right? Okay, call it the experiment or just bullshitting, the politics thing, okay, then honestly, Elon Musk, just get on your fucking Learjet and come to, now you already know where this body is. Everyone probably does, okay? But none of you have watched the videos and give Patreon dollars, probably because you're all the ones fucking telling the fucking stories, aren't ya? Aren't ya? You're the ones telling the fucking stories, not this body. She's just your mouthpiece, right? Yeah, that one too. Okay, right, okay. So, okay. Him a billionaire with $100 billion to offer. Okay, just blokes out there could possibly be rejected on the grounds of ethics. What hope does a low-grade misogynist who hasn't even got 10 cents to scratch together have? If he expresses any fascistic attitudes or misogynistic attitudes or whatever, and he hasn't got 10 cents to scratch together, mate, he ain't got no game. Okay? Elon Musk can be rejected on those grounds, okay? Then that guy, he got no game. So you fellas out there, okay, just be aware the 4B movement's international. The Christians are getting what they want, which is World War III. There'll be no survivors because of misogyny, and the misogyny comes from all the world religions, including Satanism, the Almanac, Wicca, okay, Masons, the Theosophic New Age movement. Okay, all the world religions came together to support an old man who's an alcoholic and soul thief to create the end of the world. Okay, just so your book can come to pass, because men's rights movement is more important than women's rights. Women don't even have the right to exist because it's Aristotelian world, and you can all get stuffed, okay? Okay. The year of the but the women should be happy out there, should be happy because the year of the action figurine women in apartments is over, because there'll be no apartments, there'll be no men, there'll be no women, etc. And to be honest, women never exist in the first place, so don't worry about it.